and you're about to watch episode 3 of the Fireside Chat, which is a podcast, talk show, something with me and fellow content creators Jin Lee, Lidz87, and 40, the Broadway Saiyan. So this time we talked about a lot of the December events, so Sephiroth, Kieran, Reno, Rude. Talked about the upcoming holidays, and it was a lot of fun. So the following is just is the stream that we did. So if you missed out, feel free to watch moving ahead. Definitely, you probably already follow all of them at this point, but if you don't already, then all of their links will be in the description box below. So enjoy, and we always do a Q&A at the end, so let us know if you have any questions for next one. So thanks in advance for watching, and happy holidays. See my bear. See my best bear.
Hello, chat. What's going on?
What up, everyone?
Boo.
We're just gonna hang out and ponder. Satanas. I'm getting 40 with this. I love it.
Sounds pretty awful through Discord, though.
Wait, so what is that, 40? Is that like on your device thingy, your Amper thingamabob, or did you get an app for that?
There's an app called Voice Mod, and then I key binded it to my Stream Deck, so I can just press a button and I can change my voice.
Oh my god.
40. I love it. I love it. That's great.
Also, cheers everybody.
Oh yes, cheers, guys. Oh, cheers to everybody. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit, let people show up. You know, just hang out. You hang out with us. Ask us some early questions. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Right here.
Teddy's right there.
We just have to imagine that Jin is drinking something with that photo.
Right.
I'm drinking.
It's really hard to tell though.
Lots of water.
Very still. It's just
yes, he
amazing.
has.
Just the discipline that Jin has. Like every show, just same pose.
He's
I don't know how
holding that same pose.
Yeah. So
He just holds.
It's how I become one with all wisdom.
oh, friggin' Tank says, I thought my speaker blew when 40 talked. Oh, damn. That's funny. Jin's practicing yoga. 40 the troll saying. That's 40, guys. It's great. It's wonderful. So, do you guys have any plans for the holidays? Before we get into
I am
our
piecing
show?
out to Vermont, unless you were asking the chat.
You're going to Vermont. No, I'm asking you guys, my fellow host.
Oh yeah, my family has a house up in Vermont, so we are leaving there, and just gonna not do anything while we're there. But it'll be really nice because we haven't spent one-on-one time as a family since we were in Egypt last year. And obviously it's a little bit different this year, but it'll be nice to just get away from everything and go. So that's where I'll be recording our whole battle royale from.
Oh,
so
that's right.
It'll be true cave res style recording in the dark from my laptop. So call back to summer cave res.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right.
I like how Rez assumed I was going to edit the video already in her own video.
I know we'd already decided on it.
Jen's got to do it. Hey, can you edit mine too, Jen, please?
I mean, I would edit it and give it to everyone if I'm editing it. Which I probably will be.
That's fine. It's okay.
You're just.
I will be. I'll be quarantining from. I'll be vacationing from quarantine into another quarantine.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go from one quarantine to another quarantine. Oh, that's too low. Let me bring that back up. Yeah, there we go. Oh boy. Oh, Mino Spellgood. Hello. What's going on, fam?
Hi, Mino.
Mino. Why do I say Mino?
Mino. Cheers, Mino.
Mino Spellgood. ¿Cómo estás, compa? Órale, pues. See, Rez knew too. She's got a Toneberry right there in the background. Wait, what else is that? Is that like a flaming cat or something? Is that a cat on fire?
What? Smog.
No, the one next to it, the one with the red and.
Oh, it's a white mage chocobo. Look how fucking cute.
Oh, is that from the concert?
No, it's from PAX.
Wait.
Oh, that is dope.
Look how fucking cute he is.
Are we bringing out all our plushies now?
I got this at
okay.
2 years ago at the.
I gotta bring mine out now. I gotta show off too.
I got the Black Mage at the Distant Worlds when they did the Final Fantasy VII special feature.
I went to Distant Worlds almost 2 years ago, and I wanted to get merch, but it was so crowded. That's so cute.
Nice.
Oh
my gosh. just to hear. So, hi guys, welcome to another episode.
Oh,
right.
I got the cutest one right here. Here we go.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't even know there was a Marlboro plushie. I don't know how I feel about that.
So, all right. So, shall we get started? Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right. So, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, chat? What's going on, fellow Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia players? Welcome back to another Fireside Chat. What is this? Episode 3, a monthly. What are we, a podcast? Are we a show? What would you guys call us? Fellow co-host.
We just...
Honestly, the first thought that came into my mind
was what? You cut off?
You cut off.
Disaster. It's probably Discord automatically getting me over a certain decibel. But why was that the first thing that came into my head?
So we're a monthly disaster, all right, guys. So welcome back to episode 3 of this. Now, we just relax, chill, hang out, talk Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, and I am joined by my fellow host. If you can all introduce yourselves and what you are drinking tonight. Don't all rush at once.
I think the disciplined monk should go first.
There you go.
I can go first. Well, I mean, the worst thing that I drink is coffee, so I do have coffee.
Oh, coffee.
And I am a YouTuber doing how to plays and messing around with trolling resphoina and pool battles and such.
And being an overdog.
Next.
Oh, I'm Rez. I do poll videos mostly on DFFOO and a couple other gachas. I am the fucking underdog. Let's be real.
Okay.
Like, I might have thought otherwise after Seth first, and then I pitied the LD, and then I had a horrible experience in Jin's and my poll therapy session and the other gacha game we play where he absolutely decimated me. Anybody who still thinks that Jin is the underdog needs to watch that Tales of Crestoria video. Because
that's a completely different game, though.
So what? It was so cool and you destroyed me so bad that it spills over into DFFOO world. So
I think she's just trying to find a reason to win.
I would love to fucking win a full battle at some point. But anyway, and then this is Teddy, who's like
Teddy.
He's got my friend crocheted him a tiny sweater along with a tiny scarf and a little neckerchief. But yeah, and I'm having my signature White Claw.
Nice. Godfather.
What's up, everyone? My name is 40, the Broadway Saiyan. I do DFFOO content mostly on YouTube and Twitch. I've been adding very funny intros, or at least humorous intros to my videos recently, just cause, why not? If you guys haven't seen the Rude video, there's a really funny intro in that one. I'm also notoriously charging Jin monthly payments, which he's a little late this month, but you know, I'm gonna be a little forgiving this month because it's the holiday season. So, just saying.
Thanks so much.
And
you can blame for my lack of webcam.
Exactly, you can blame me. And I'm having a mix of apple cider and Gentleman Jack whiskey.
Ooh,
yeah,
it works.
Very nice.
So
Gorgeous.
Does that look like a jar?
It is a jar. That's
Yeah,
okay.
super classy.
The more the better. That's fine. That's okay. I'm gonna go get a mason jar right now. Me myself, I am Lidz, and I am drinking Jim Beam. It is black extra aged bourbon with some ginger ale, so it's a little sweet. I like the sweetness in my drinks. Not too sweet, you know. You still gotta taste the bourbon. All right, all right, guys. So let me pull this closer. I was told I'm being a little quiet. So guys, so lightning. All right, so this wonderful month, these actually past few banners, we have seen that we have some very hyped up units, and we still have some more to come. So, how you guys doing with your resources after Lightning, after TRIPPEROTH? If you guys are a fan of TRIPPEROTH, after Rude tomorrow, how you guys doing with that?
I'm doing okay. People, I'm doing so okay that people think that I am. I'm buying bunches of gems.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a moment.
My resources they're like as planned, but I've had to choose the worst case scenario on my like Tomberry Troop planner multiple times, because my LD luck is either like really, really good or it's absolutely terrible. So Lightning was very nice to me. I'm very thankful for that. But Sephiroth with his LD, obviously I'd rather pity an LD than pity a burst. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be using gems for Sephiroth, and then I ended up pitying the LD, so it was a little bit difficult to see that number change in my planner, and I'm just hoping that Rude is kind.
You got his burst though, right?
I did off tickets, which is amazing. And then I was like, I know that I'm not going to be able to walk away without getting Sephiroth LD, and this is the only banner that I can get it on. So I just went gems, and then I pitied the LD. So
okay,
yeah.
Okay, cool. How about yourself, 40? How ham did you go?
Honestly, so after pitying Gladio, I got really lucky. RNG was actually really nice to me for Lightning, because on the first free multi I got the burst. I got that while driving. Don't play DFFOO and drive, but I did.
Why are you driving? No.
Wait, what? You were driving while playing?
And then I got the LD off of tickets. And I was like, off of like 50 tickets, and I was like, wow. And then I got Camlonauts LD off of around the same amount of tickets too. Reno, same thing. I did a pool battle for that one. Got the EX and the LD within like 100-ish tickets. Who was next? Sephiroth. Sephiroth, I got his LD with about 80 tickets too. So I've actually been pretty good with like resources. It hasn't been too bad so far. Kieran though did burn me a little, but I only went with the free multi and tickets. So right now I'm sitting at like 200-ish tickets and 130k gems. And Rude, I'm gonna gem right away just because
Nice.
I was planning on it. So.
And also we're doing the full battle.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
I mean, my resources are okay, but like me pulling like the burst is like non-existent. Like I don't have lightning. I had a token lightning, so I'm at 0 burst token. And I only have Noctis, which I pulled with resphoina with the intent of getting, and then I only luck sacked. Well, Warrior of Light wasn't a luck sack. That was me going with 40 all the way to pity with no Kurosame EX or LD. And then the only one I really luck sacked was Kefka, which I don't even use. So I only have 4 bursts with 0 burst
Kefka's
tokens.
Cool. Yeah, Kefka has his uses. Curious who's gonna.
I mean, he's fine. No, I just don't really care for him.
I feel you on that one. Me myself, I know I went after Lightning's LD, but I ended up using my burst tokens for her burst weapon because they were there. I had them, and that was great. I was a little concerned. I was a little bit scared for this month because Lightning, Sephiroth, Final Fantasy 7 fans, Reno, Rude, Cloud, and this is the month that I've been saving like several months for. And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to like pity a burster here though. So I got Lightnings with the burst that saves up on a lot of gems. I ticketed Sephiroth's burst. I got it off a ticket, so that's a lot of relief. So now
Wait, you did? When?
Last night.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my God.
On the
That's awesome.
On the all right, Kieran or Kyron? Which one is it? I keep hearing.
I think it's Kieran.
I think
It's Kieran.
Like King Kai or Kieran. Kyron?
Yeah, Kieran. I thought it was Ciaran the first time I read his name but I was corrected and it was Kieran. So I was like, okay, whatever.
See, now I'm being told it's Karen. I don't know.
Yeah,
anymore.
most people go with Karen.
It's Karen.
Or just call him Clavat
I mean,
Boy.
as the meme, the chalice
C
feet.
Dizzle.
But that's where
Someone said C Dizzle.
C Dizzle, C Dog, and C Dog, guys. Come on, let's be real. But no, that's where I did try to get. I got his LD, and I just got Sephiroth's burst in the process of the ticket, so I was very happy. So that saves me the gems because I know we're gonna go in on the Rude ban. I'm gonna use gems, and I just have to pity Rude's LD. I hope not. I hope I come out victor, right? In that pole battle. It's been a while since I've done a pole battle, so we'll see how that goes.
There's a lot of question marks for me on that banner because I still need Seph's burst. So if I don't get it, if I get Rude early, then I have to go back to my original banner to gem it for the burst. So I could be shelling out the most gems even if I win or not.
So you definitely want to pick up his burst.
Oh yeah. Just like you, I was saving pretty much all my resources for this stretch. So, I mean, I set aside 125k for lightning. I actually didn't have to spend it, so that was a good use of my burst tokens. So now Sephiroth might take 125 for now.
Well, hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully you get it for free and you come out victor because I keep hearing that
Yeah,
you're the underdog. So I don't know.
Change your damn name in my Discord, Lidz.
Okay. I'm in
You
trouble,
got caught.
I'm gonna get banned from her Discord.
Mino's asking how do you pronounce Zandy. I just call him Xanadu.
I call him Zonde. I don't know. It sounds fancy. You guys should get Zonde though because of the dab. Just saying, he does the dab,
The T-pose,
the T-pose, and it's great. So,
Start your dominance, T-pose.
So
someone is asking, can we have a pool battle for the four of us? And that is what we're going to do on Rude's banner.
Yes,
get hyped for Pull Battle Royale.
It's gonna be Pull Battle Royale. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be great, and we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with it. So, all right, guys. So staying on the topic, about spending your resources and all that wonderful stuff. Do you guys honestly believe that we receive enough resources to continue pulling for the characters that we want to pull or go for? What are your thoughts on that?
We definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that if you're... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jin.
Well, I was just going to say, we definitely have enough resources to play free-to-play and get almost everything you want because of the power of foresight and pity. So while luck helps us save, extra gems and tickets and stuff if we luck stack somebody, but if we plan it correctly and then we minimize our losses, then we can actually get literally almost everyone we want, assuming that you don't want a ton of people. You just save your gems for your must-haves, and then you save your tickets for your wants, and then you kind of stop at a limit. And then the amount of tickets they give us is insane. Like right now, I mean, it's not a flex, but I'm super capped on tickets, and even sometimes
totally a flex. It's always a flex.
No, it just shows that how much resources they give. I have a problem managing my tickets. There's a bunch in the gift box. There's a bunch in my summon boards, and it's just and if I ticket somebody, sometimes you get it early, and then you can't really I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's just the game is so generous. And then you just make sure you use gems on the people you want, and that way you don't wipe out 500, 600 tickets.
But Mino's saying is that one of the richest players.
Yeah, he's a lie. He has more gems than I do.
Okay. Rez, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I feel like it can depend on when you started the game. Obviously, it's gonna be really difficult if you're starting the game now. You have a ton of stuff to farm, but that takes time. And for a long time, when I was playing the game, I was of the mindset of all right, I got 5k, I gotta spend that 5k. I got 20 tickets, I gotta spend those 20 tickets. And with the abundance of resources that are available to newer players, right off the bat, even though it might take a long time to farm, it'll be really difficult to get that initial saving going. And as we all know, like the more resources you have, the easier it is to save. Like once you hit that first 100K, it becomes a lot easier to save. And if you're starting out and you don't have anybody's weapons on banners, then like gems is really going to be the best way to pull for everybody. Like not even thinking about the LD and burst, because it's like the most efficient way to get people's full kits. These people don't have like weapon tokens to spare, power tokens to spare. So I think while most people that are watching this haven't just started, I think it's very dependent on like how long you've been playing. So that's my take. I think we do get enough resources, but I think you just have to be really, really careful with them and use all of the, I don't want to say resources again, but like use everything that you have at your disposal. I used to do YOLO multis a lot, and I got pretty lucky with them when I would do them in like EX Plus era.
Man. Yeah.
But ever since Burst era, like gems are so much more valuable. It's so much less likely to luck sack a burst off a ticket. And I realize the irony of what I'm saying, but it's so much less likely to luck sack a burst off a ticket than it is to luck sack an EX. So gems, like I have not done a single YOLO multi since the burst era. Every time I've gone in with gems, it's been with the intent of pitying. So yeah, you just have to be very deliberate with your resources, I think.
Do you guys remember a thing called discounted banners? Back in the day.
Yeah. The half pulls.
Remember back in the day?
Oh my god, that's right.
Always pull on them. They were like a different color and it was like half off. You guys think they'll bring those back?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
But I do know that I knew people that would like not pull on any banner unless it was discounted. And then that's where they would pick up their random weapons. Those are like the true hoarders.
I used to pull on them all the damn time. I always tell them like just pick it up power stones for half price. Why not? Especially if you got a few of them. So
yeah.
But they wouldn't pull on any other banner.
I don't know how they did that though. Well, I guess back
those are the millionaires.
Yeah, right.
Those are the millionaires.
Those are millionaires. So 40, what do you think?
They're the millionaires now. Yeah.
Like what do you think about
the resources and all that?
Do we get enough?
I think looking at the grand scheme of things, I do think we get enough. You just have to be mindful in what you're pulling on. And the cool thing about the game is that characters come back. And we're in an era, especially now, where characters get brought back with an upgrade or something. So it's possible, to get what you want as long as you're disciplined. But I think the being able to pull for what you want and being able to have like a pretty decent stash is very possible with the amount of gems they give,
right?
Especially how disciplined that if you're really disciplined. I mean, luck plays into factor. Like I've luck sacked some things. I've had some really bad RNG. That's just the rules of gacha. But if you compare it to other mobile games out there, I think it's very possible in looking at the grand scheme of things, especially how often they bring characters back.
This game is certainly more generous than like any other gacha I've played.
I definitely agree. I was about the resources too. There was actually a commenter in one of my videos that, they just started the game and they're like, hey, I just got like these like 16 LDs. I just keep running the stages and all this wonderful stuff. And I kind of want to be like, slow down, fam, because it's going to reach a point where you do catch up and then you kind of have to start planning out on who you want to pull like for in the near future. Like it runs out at some point. But aside from being a newer player, I definitely agree with you guys in terms that we do get plenty of resources. Like when we get like summon boards or what's coming up divine trials, we get like 40k gems, 400 tickets, and all these other wonderful resources. And as long as RNG is on your side, and as long as you plan it out either by using certain planners or Jin's video about saving, then that's the best way to go, truthfully. And speaking of Jin's video, Jin actually put up a video about resource management. How do you guys manage your resources? What goes into your thinking process about that? Like, do you guys go like, hey, I'm gonna use 200 tickets, I didn't get it, I'm gonna keep going? Or
I feel attacked.
see, I never said res. You pointed that out yourself.
I mean, that's like my MO. It's like, all right, I've got 200 tickets that I've got reserved, but we all know that if I don't get it, like I'm not, because the only banners that I like set aside 200 tickets for are banners that I'm going to keep going if I don't get what I want. The banners that I don't care about, I spend like 50 tickets on the max, if anything.
Right.
Like Kira and I spent those 24 tickets, you know, until I got the first gold weapon I got, which happened to be a ZX, which I already had, but whatever. I realized a while ago that like I just don't, you know, with tickets, I'm just going to keep going until I get what I want. And there have been a few times that I've gone down to 0 tickets. I am very lucky that I've only had to walk away from a couple banners that I've invested a lot in without getting the weapon. But there have definitely been, you know, October was a rough month. I think I spent like 1,200 tickets. I did get the 3 LDs that I was going for, but it was like, it was a lot. But I recently, just with Strago and Vivi, I almost pitied both of them back to back. Vivi was unplanned. I had to take a look at my Tonberry Troop resource planner and really just update my pulls, because I was originally going in with like gems on a bunch of characters, and I realized I got to Terra and I had like 18k gems sitting there, and that was just assuming worst case scenario for all of my gem pulls, but not even. I had just put worst case scenario LD wise, not even burst wise. So that was just assuming 75k gems on that banner, and I was like, fuck, I need to have all of this available by the time Terra comes out. So I went and I changed a bunch of banners to tickets, because that's what I have to do. Like, we'll all, you know, you'll probably hear all of us say, like, there are a lot of banners that are going to depend on how previous banners go. Like, you might switch to tickets, you know, right before when you might have been gemming it before, but then you had a really bad gem pull. Or I'm just thinking of like Jin's Fran disaster. But for me, I know that I'm usually, there are a few banners that I know I'm gemming, and the others I might flip back and forth between deciding what I'm going to use. But my strategy is I might throw like 20 tickets or something at a banner, even if I'm going to be using gems, which is heresy to a lot of people. But I've luck sacked and things with those 20 tickets that for me, it's worth like the potential loss of 20 tickets if I don't get anything. But if I start using gems, then I stop using tickets.
Okay.
That was a long rant and very haphazard, but yeah.
That's funny. Oh, geez. So, Jin, it was your video. What do you think? Resource management.
Well, I mean, I would say the people who haven't watched the video, I think the most important is just to make sure that if you're going to go gems, go all the way to pity. Because spending a 5k on a random banner is 20 G tokens, you can think of it as, and then that's 20 G tokens that you're losing on a banner that you would pity. So in the pity banner, you essentially spend 10k gems because you have to make up that 20 G tokens and spend another 20 G tokens to get to 300. So that's pretty much why I don't spend gems on anything else outside of going for pity. And then so to be able to pull on other banners that I want that I wouldn't gem, I do save my tickets for those banners, and then I do set a limit so that because I did learn from that friend fiasco that there is no such amount of tickets that is enough. So instead of losing like all of them, the worst you can happen is lose 200. You walk away, which is something I can do actually. So I do walk away from some banners without the weapon, and I only lost 200 tickets, which the events give plenty back. So I'm back to where I was just in a few events after. And then I do want to expand, because I do have comments asking about what would be my advice for a newer player, because I didn't really cover that.
Okay.
But like a newer player actually has more issues managing their resources because of the reason that they're they're missing tons of weapons. Generally, like an older character comes, we don't have to pull for all the weapons. We only have to pull for the LD. So for newer players that have lots of resources to farm, but those can go really quickly if they're pulling on everything because they need to pull like all the weapons. So my advice usually for newer players is to find a great banner for you that includes multiple characters that are useful and a character that you ideally want also that's strong. And then you invest most of your resources into that banner to pick up all the weapons with minimal amount of power stones being needed. And so most of your resources should go into that banner. And then you have to skip, as a newer player, you're going to have to skip banners if you're going to want to save resources. So you would have to skip other banners and use those characters to carry you through most of the content. And then as a newer player, don't expect to do all the Lufenias or challenge quests.
Yeah.
The trap of the new player is that they will pull on every banner just so that they can do all the content. But there's a point where your resources run out and then you can no longer do content. And then that's when people quit. Or they can't get the characters they want anymore because there's a finite amount of resources they can farm. And so eventually they will reach a point where they can't complete content anymore because they don't have any resources to pull. So it's about saving earlier rather than being screwed later.
Right, truth. Now, 40, I'm going to switch it up a little bit because, you know, global, we on the global side of the game, we definitely have foresight, especially with those have been playing for quite a while. You know, we know what's coming, we know what strong characters are coming, but 40, like on the JP side, we don't have foresight over there. So how do you approach that? Like from that approach, you're kind of like a newer player on that in that terms because you don't know what's heading your way and you're not familiar with the game, so to say.
It's harder on JP unless you have some prior knowledge on some of the previous characters that might have similarities to newer characters. What I usually do, like if I was a new player on JP, I would utilize every resource that I had, you know, such as like, for example, Dissidia DB, things like that, you know, one of the JP groups that I'm in, you know, and just see what the character brings and kind of compare them to what other characters you might already have in your roster or whatnot, and kind of decide from there how that character would benefit my roster. But it is harder for JP because you don't have that foresight. And I think it's a blessing that Global has that foresight because it does allow players to make the decisions of whether or not they're going to save or they're planning on pitying a weapon or they're only going tickets because they have, you know, that information for them ahead of time. So in terms of Jin's video, I think it was a really well laid out video. I think I could learn a lot from it because I'm terrible at saving resources. I really am. I'm not good at it at all, but because I want to catch them all, you know. But I think the presentation was on point. Even the rant, the comment that you addressed, I was totally like, I was like, preach it, brother. You know, it was a really well laid out point. I think, you know, for those that are, you know, struggling with their resources or unsure of what to do, I think it's a fantastic watch. I think people should give it a watch. So, yeah,
definitely check it out. Feel free to paste that link actually, Jen, so other players can see it. And yeah, I definitely agree with you, 40. It does come down to, I guess, after you're playing the game, or if you're a newer player, you know, just watch to say what other people say about characters. Because again, you're not familiar with the game. You're not familiar with the characters. Even if you come from different gacha games, they still work a little bit differently, so to say. But I mean, I've been there. Like we've all been playing this game for quite a while. I've been at 0 gems before on this global account, and it feels really bad. So I guess that's where I was like, you know what, this sucks. There's going to be banners where you just have to suck it up. You have to shut up, suck it up, and you just save. You know, that's what you have to end up doing, because it's like, do I want to have the pity for a character, or do I want to throw like 200 tickets, 20k gems, and not even get that character? So you have to plan it out. You have to save up your resources and get to the pity. I think that the banner where I got to 0 gems was like Saz 35 CP when that came out to the global side. Lord and Savior Saz. Yep.
I remember that.
I went broke then. Zero everything.
I went broke many times before the pity was introduced. I went broke on Cloud's EX banner. I didn't get it. I went broke on Noctis EX banner. I barely got it. Yeah. Before pity was introduced, I would say that saving was much harder because you have no guarantee of getting anything. Like when I played the other gacha game, Tales of Crestoria, saving feels so much more difficult because I don't know what's coming.
Right.
I don't have pity. So I do understand like JP players how much more difficult it is and how lucky we are as global players to have had early pity and also foresight for many months. So it's actually, we should definitely take advantage of it as a global player.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know someone did mention that, foresight can equal boring, but at the same time it's like you're prepared. So it can be boring. I'm not sometimes like, yeah, they're coming. We already know what's going to happen, but at least you're a little bit better prepared with your gems to be able to save and actually beat the content that's heading our way because you know what's coming and you can strategize for it and you can save for it. So
right.
And they're still like, they still see global as a separate thing. Like that's why we get the global first characters and the global first LDs. Like those are awesome. And I mean, the developers are just great because that's what, it's not all the time, but it still keeps the game interesting.
I agree. I am showing a little bit red on my OBS. The stream might be slowing.
It just lagged for a sec.
Yeah, it might be lagging a little bit. You just give it a second, guys. It happens from time to time. It's this whole Twitch server thing. I did switch to a different server, and it all right. So it seems to have stabilized, so we can proceed. So now, what about all right, let's stay on this topic about you're a newer player, right? Or you're still getting familiar with the game. Now, strategy on how to clear content without pulling all the time. Challenge quests, Lufenias. If you should skip if you can't beat. How do you guys feel about that? What are your 2 cents about that topic? 40, if you want to start this one.
If you're a newer player or you've only been playing for like a few months and there's content that you can't do, such as like challenge quests, for example. I know I've talked to a few folks where they say some of the challenge quests are harder than the Lufenias, or if you don't have characters that can handle or like control the Lufenia orb, it's really not the end of the world. If you look at the rewards that you get from those, they're not crazy amazing. I know some people think that the high guard tokens are valuable, but I mean, to me, they're more of a quality of life thing. And there are certain Lufenias that are permanent, such as Lost Chapters and Story, where you could go back to them and you could get 20 high guard armor tokens from there if you weren't able to beat that before. But it's not the end of the world if you're unable to, because if you overly stress about it, what's going to happen is that you're going to be like, oh, I need to pull in this banner because I absolutely need to beat these Lufenia. But it's really not worth the stress. 3 tickets and 20 high guard armor tokens is not worth the stress. That 1 burst token is not worth you having to dump a whole bunch of gems and tickets into a banner. It's really not worth it. So if you can't do it right away, just keep moving forward. The game, we've already said, the game is generous. They're really generous with the resources that we get, and characters always come back. They'll either come back with an upgrade or they're going to be featured again on another banner, and that's one of the cool things about this game. So I think I think players shouldn't stress over something that they can't beat right away. It's not the end of the world, and the rewards aren't something that, are crazy amazing.
Yeah, I did touch on this a little bit in my video where like don't have FOMO, like fear of missing out, because luckily the game does make the highest rewards for the most difficult content to be not that rewarding. And then you can think of it like never pool to complete content. That's like the worst pooling, because that means like you're wasting your resources on characters you never really cared for, and then you probably won't use again. So it's a very waste of resources and really puts you off of the game. And so I would never suggest pooling to complete content. Like, I'm one of the rare people that aren't like on this panel. I think everyone's a day one player, right? I'm not a day one player. I started maybe a few months after the game.
Almost. I started Balthier is when I started.
Day one.
I started
day 2
on Bond's 35 CP release, which was like June or July.
With what is it, Ash, I believe.
Yeah, Bond and Ash.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so like everyone who's a day one player has like a lot more like original resources, like armor tokens. Like day one players would have like 2,000 armor tokens. I only have like 600, 700, but I'm never like short of it. So like you can think of like people that complete all Lufenias and challenge quests will have tons of Lufenia armor tokens, whereas you have less, but you just deal with it. It's not a big deal. I would just say, like, don't pool the complete content.
Right. And how about yourself, Rez? Have you encountered any content yet that you couldn't beat? And if so, how did you handle it?
Not in, like, the last one that I remember not being able to beat was fucking Deuce. When she came out.
Deuce, the
Oh god,
those Krakens.
Oh my god,
Count Krakens.
Those were so fucking. But yeah, I mean, I'm so bad at doing content on time. I just did Cam's Lufenia like last night. I was doing Reno's Chaos right before this, but I brought a character that I probably shouldn't have brought, and then I was gonna make it work, and then I forgot that, like, when you kill one of the stupid mist trees or whatever, they get the mist again, and I HP threshold, I was 488 HP over. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So, but the only one that I haven't been able to beat in recent memory was Shantoto's challenge quest, and that was only because I procrastinated so much that I ran out of time, and I didn't beat it. But I feel like, you know, that's why it's so valuable to have the should you poll videos from, you know, you, Lidz, and 40, because there are a lot of characters that are older that can just, like, they're a really good use of your resources because they can be used across multiple Lufenias. Like, the newer players that don't have as many resources, they're not going to be as, like, it's not feasible for them to do like TCC challenge or something, and like, you know, you need those characters that are just, you know, maybe not like easy clear or whatever, but they make it possible. And so for those characters, we're like, all right, you got your main DPS, you got your healer, you got your support, that can, like, with those 3 characters, you can clear almost everything. You know, that's why those videos, I think, are so valuable for newer players. And I know even just a year ago, before I started making content, I watched them religiously. So I would say, like, you know, for how to clear all content without pulling all the time is, like, you know, watch these should you polls. I mean, you know, take your own opinion, but, like, listen for those characters that don't listen to people saying it's like, you know, don't do the meta or whatever. Like, if you're new, do the fucking meta.
Yeah, do it.
Use fucking meta characters. There's no shame. There's no shame in ever using meta characters. If you're not in it for, if you just want to clear the content and whatever, I have done that a million times where I just use the most OP team to cheese it because I don't want to deal with it. So I think that it's easy to get caught up, not just in the hype of a character, but in the hype of, like, the community. And so I think that it's really that newer players are a little bit more susceptible to the opinions of other people in the community, and, like, might pull for somebody that, you know, might not help them as much in the long run. So I'm not formulating my thoughts very well, but
it's okay.
I think you all get the idea.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say that a good strategy, if you're not really pooling for favorites or characters that you really want, is pooling for the LDs of the burst characters. Yes.
That's good.
So that you have the synergy for all, like, the events that the burst character is featured for.
And even then, I think once we reach Transcendence, just like building off of that, is that Transcendence burst characters are boosted for those events. So there you go. You have a boosted characters. What was it? Burst characters, if I remember correctly. So, but in terms of just beating the harder content, like for myself on the JP side, I was actually one of those players that, like, I would stress out because I couldn't beat, like, this hard content. Like, I wanted to beat it, but I'm telling you guys right now from my own personal experience, don't stress yourself out, especially if you're newer and you can't beat the hard content. Just wait. Save up your resources. Don't throw your gems. Because I've done this. Like for Sea Dog on the JP side, I couldn't do that one. I got my ass handed to me. For the Reno Lufenia, I couldn't do it. I could not do that on the JP side. Sephiroth, I think I did, but I just barely scratched by. But again, guys, like, you can don't stress yourselves out, because then you're going to start wasting your resources and potentially not get the gear that you need, and you're not doing the stage, and you don't have set of characters for your roster. So at that point, just skip it out. Don't stress out. Save up your resources, and then you can definitely be content heading your way, or save up for that next power spike, so to say. So yeah. So 40, I gotta ask you something, okay?
What's up?
Can you do pull-ups and squats like Cloud in Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Not that many. I have to do those in sets.
In sets? So what about if you were up against Tifa?
I would lose. She's a
He was the
fictional.
one doing the pull-ups.
Tifa's the one that...
Yeah, Tifa was the one doing the pull-ups. Yeah. Because pull-ups are much harder than squats. They're way harder.
I can't remember the last time I did a pull-up. I can probably do have. I don't know.
Liz, why didn't you ask me that question? I'm obviously super strong.
That's why I didn't want to ask you.
I'm like shaking as I try to flex my arm. My arms are noodles.
I didn't want you to make 40 look bad. I know you would have you could one hand those. So.
I mean, Rez is confused to be Tifa all the time, so we can do a Rez and 40 cosplay pull-up.
There we go.
Stream one day.
That was great. Wait, before I forget, speaking of hard content, all right, guys, you guys ready for this one? I want to know if you guys beat this one, okay? My fellow host, Lena EX, back in the day. Did you guys beat it?
Yes.
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 Jen?
No, I did not. That is the only one I did not beat out of all the content I've done.
Who did you guys?
That was cruel. That was cruel.
Do you guys remember who you guys used?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't remember, but I did beat that one.
Lena.
I remember who I tried with and got close with, but I used Sephiroth, Aiko, and Saz. But all of them, I was constantly lacking power stones because I was technically still kind of a newer player. So none of them were MLB. I saw a run where everyone was MLB. For all three of those characters, and they barely made it. So it was too tough for me. I'm a sad casual player. Yep.
Yeah,
that was tough. That, and what was another tough one back then?
Maria.
The Vanille Lost Chapters.
Oh my God.
Back in the day.
Remember that?
Yeah, that one's tough. I know. Oh, what the hell did I just say? Gosh damn it. Maria, the spark eyes. Without the cheese, without the glitch. Where
I totally took advantage of the glitch.
Shame.
I totally did. I know.
Hey, I didn't use the glitch there, at least.
Yeah, I used the glitch when it first came out, but one that I had a lot of trouble with, I remember, because I was visiting my grandmother, and I when everybody would go to bed, I was like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do this, and it was Agrius's event. Those stupid glow-baited crush, and every time I would get to the end and her paralyzed wouldn't proc or something, and then I would die all the way. Oh my God. I eventually beat it, but I didn't make the HP threshold. I was like, it's the agony is not worth the gems. I remember having a really hard time with that one.
And they say Sephiroth with Fanny was hard. Ooh, they don't know.
They don't know. For it yet.
They don't know.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
I think the
Agrius
difference.
Was brutal.
I think what we would consider let's say those Lena EXs and all those ones around that time. That was all kind of global first EXs. They came earlier than we were supposed to, so they were really difficult for global players. And then now the global players, some of them are saying the Lufenias now are easy. Mm-hmm. But that's because we have the foresight and the experience from JP players already. We know what units are good for it. We pulled for them. We planned for them. So, of course, it's going to be a lot easier for us as global players.
So, remember during the Lena time, they actually introduced something on the global side that they didn't do on the JP side, was the character polls. Because of the polls, certain characters were moved around. I'm specifically looking at Kefka, who would have made Lena's EX that much simpler. Did you guys like the polls back in the day? You guys remember? You don't remember the polls?
No, honestly, I was so out of the loop for this game until probably like a year and a half ago. I didn't even know that there was a JP version of the game. I just played, like, I didn't know that there was content out there for it for the longest time. So I don't know.
Yeah, I remember because of those, a lot of players, like with the Kefka blind, that would have came in so handy for the Lena EX Dragons. But we're actually about to talk about hard stages, but MZ Pro is asking about if there's any like near anytime soon in terms of hard stages. Probably, I think the hardest one that I had was Divine Alexander.
I would say the Guard Scorpions can be very challenging for the Cloud BT.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one.
Because of the brave damage reduction and all that stuff.
Yeah, that one's gnarly. So Raijin, guys. Raijin will come in handy there yet again. But speaking about hard difficulty stuff, now we have had the 3 toughest Lufenias to date. And the first one being Reno. You know, it was amongst the very first Lufenias that was actually to be harder before the rest of them. How did you guys fare to that? How did you guys approach that? And do we have any advice for any players that are still struggling with that?
I haven't done it. Okay. I haven't done any of them.
Okay.
I would say, like, for players that are still struggling, like, and don't know, like, for example, I would give a shout out to Macnol. He runs DissidiaInfo.com. You go there and there's a call to arms. That's also part of like TCC, and there's tons of people's runs on there that include video, so that you can look through all the runs and see what teams that you actually have, and then watch the video and then try to replicate what they're doing. Because a lot of these Lufenias just aren't possible without certain characters. Like, if you don't have like a certain set of characters, you won't be able to do it. So if you don't see your characters on there, then you probably would not be able to do it. So.
And I love that resource, because like even you can see just like what global players are being creative about, you know, with all these other wonderful team comps that they're bringing to these. 40, how did you do with Reno experiencing that yet again on global?
It was definitely easier on global. I'm not going to lie. And it's because we have the foresight. I experienced it before in a much harder fashion with no foresight, no HP percentages. That HP percentage, global getting that early, it like saves so much sanity, because the thing is you have that visual to know when something is going to happen. Like, for example, they're going to reach 79% HP threshold. Okay, this is going to happen. So and you're prepared, and you know exactly, you know, or you have an idea of like what you're going to target, what to watch out for, and what not to do. So it was easier for me. That one I beat on my first try, you know, but did I use the OP characters? Yes, I did, because those were the tools that I had at my disposal, and I wasn't willing to torture myself by using, you know, some of the, you know, the lesser cast. You know, I went with, who did I go with? Lightning Reno, not Gladio. Who did I take for that? Raijin, yeah, Lightning Reno Raijin, because I knew that if I had the paralysis on them during the mist mode, let them take their turn, there goes the mist, and you know, it wasn't nearly as tough with the amount of foresight and the early quality of life that global has. I mean, it was still challenging, definitely, you know, but not nearly as bad. And I think I owe that all to experiencing it before, and also global getting, you know, something early. So
I love that they introduced that HP percentage, because just trying to guess that on the JP side, like I couldn't.
Oh God.
It's like, gosh, is this 89%? Hold on, let me get my little ruler and try to estimate that. Carry the 3, what the hell, and the remainder. So yeah, I love that they definitely introduced like some of these quality of life changes much earlier, because it's making these Lufenias easier. Oh my God, I can't tell you how freaking that was insane on the JP side, just trying to guess when they would try to reach these thresholds, just trying to stare at the freaking at their HP bars. But I ran the same team as 40, you know, and I asked myself when I was done, I'm like, do I feel dirty for using the meta team? Like, no, I don't no, not at all. You know, it was nice to actually beat it when I couldn't do it on the JP side. So that was a team for sure. Reno, Raijin, and Lightning was a good team. I see other team compositions, but staying on Lufenias, have you guys attempted the Sephiroth Heretic Lufenia yet?
I have, yeah. I did a video for Sephiroth, how to play Sephiroth, and the runs, I mean, it was still really difficult. I included like a bunch of my runs that I failed on in the video. But I wasn't taking like, obviously, the biggest meta teams. But it was a huge need for me to have Sephiroth's burst because there was a big DPS race to the end there from 50% to 0%. And if you just don't have the damage, you're not going to make it.
Right.
So it requires something like a burst where you get free damage that I wasn't getting when I didn't have a burst. So in the end, I did bring Lightning, Sephiroth, and then Gladio.
Who did I used Lightning with her burst. I used Kurosame and Reno, and I'm an Italian friend support because I feel like the friend support was the MVP because of an Italian inflicting the debuffs on top of like the Hyota debuffs from Kurosame on top of Reno's debuffs. Just lock them out for the shields because I'm from talking to other players, players still attempting it, not familiar with it. I noticed that they have more difficulties near the tail end of it, and I always ask them, I'm like, is it the shields? Are the shields popping up? And they're like, yes. I'm like, that's your issue. You have to lock out the shields, and there's a higher chance that you're going to win this. Because even before me, like I didn't run like during my just fun attempts. So I don't really do fun attempts, but I didn't before I ran my meta team, and I noticed that the shields were definitely a real pain to get by because you have to reduce that and then just go on reduce their own brave HP damage, and it is a DPS race on top of their special counter just ticking down, and then you just get nuked down. So yeah,
that shield can go up to like 70k almost. It's insane if you don't lock it out.
And sometimes you can't even break it like on one go. You got to take 2 turns, and then there goes that special counter, and here comes the grenade nuke.
Yep.
Have you done it, Rez? Did you beat it? Why haven't
Fuck no, I haven't even done the chaos.
Why didn't you have done the chaos? How many days do we have
Because
left?
I haven't even done Reno chaos. So I'm focusing on that first. I finally did Cam Lufenia a couple nights ago. I'm Arab. I run on Arab time in everything in my life, including video games.
Okay. That's respectable. That's funny.
I mean, that's legit. I mean, like everyone who's rushing to complete content like ASAP and struggling like so long, you have 2 weeks. It's not like the biggest deal.
True. So it gives you time to go back, play around. I want to try. I almost made this work. It was Sephiroth pre-burst, VB, and Bosch on the Sephiroth Heretics Lufenia. I got them below 20% HP, but I'm like, if I had the burst, I would have been able to do it. But man, those shields.
Yeah, the burst is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The burst definitely help out. So do you guys feel like right now bursts are a must?
No. Because that fight, like, I was trying to bring Sephiroth. If I brought somebody else, I mean, poor Sephiroth though, but if I brought somebody else instead of Sephiroth, I could have done it without a burst.
Okay, first of all,
because
use
he
him,
really
call
needs
him by
that
his
burst.
proper name, Stripperoth.
Stripperoth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stripperoth, please. All right, we paid him to take the shirt off, so.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't.
Hold on. Right.
How dare you?
I did not.
Ban. I'm just kidding.
Gordon, you didn't?
I didn't. I did not unclothe him. He's still.
God.
It's winter time. He's gonna get cold.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Anyway, sorry, Jim. Go ahead. Very important.
But you were saying no bursts, Sephiroth, LD.
Yeah, I was just saying that an LD only Sephiroth was not gonna cut it for the DPS race without another burst. But if I had Sephiroth's burst, then I would have been able to do it. But then if you remove Sephiroth and you put somebody else in there, like there's like Kurosame, Saz, and like Lightning LD only runs, those work. You don't have to have a burst at this time to complete content for sure. And that was the first That was the first Lufenia that I actually needed a burst. I mean, to carry Sephiroth LD only, but otherwise, I could have done it without a burst as well. So.
Right. That I definitely needed the burst. So I feel like for sure the Sephiroth Lufenia, I needed the burst to, at least on my team composition with the lightning burst, just to help me beat it. So
it really is super tight, though. It's really tight.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely,
so the burst gives you some wiggle room.
For sure. And I know going forward in terms of like you going forward, like it's going to open up a lot more as more characters get introduced. And I feel like burst characters aren't as necessary. They're still strong, like Paladin Cecil, so to say. But as we go forward, just there's so many strong LD characters. Like there's so many strong LD characters going to be introduced. Okay, guys. So
yeah. That's why I always advise. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that that's why I always advise people to not chase bursts. Like the only reason I'm chasing like Sephiroth burst is because he's a favorite, or lightning burst because he's a favorite. Otherwise, you will get random bursts along the way. Like I got random Warrior of Light and kept because don't chase bursts. Don't go 125k gems if you can't afford it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's a huge hit in your gems. If like pitting a burst.
That's
a huge hit in your gem resources, and that might like severely impact your plans if you are planning. Because I've done 40. How many bursts have you pitied on the JP side?
Like 6.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wail on JP. It's not a secret.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much, you have to spend money to get them.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I wail on JP because I mean I like owning the character. So like when I create my videos and do like the visuals and all that, I can actually show what it does. Yeah, and I enjoy JP too. You know, I enjoy I enjoy the content that's ahead and getting to see what a character is able to do. You know, like Tidus is crazy right now.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Tidus is crazy right now. Yeah,
he's insane. Yeah.
Jin and Rez, how many pities? Burst specifically on global. Who are you guys? Rez isn't saying a thing.
No one asked me. You're just making me look
I
bad.
said Jin and Rez. I opened it up to the both of you. Okay, you're singling yourself out.
The only burst that I was planning on pitying in my plans was Noctis and maybe Kuja. And then for the first string, I was planning on tokening Lightning if I didn't get her, and I was honestly probably gonna pity or token Seph if I didn't. I also get the the more expensive Mog Pass, so I have a little bit more flexibility.
Right.
But the only of the bursts I've gotten, honestly, the majority of them have been just on the way to pitying an LD or something. So I've never pitied a burst. I dread, because I know it's coming, and I dread whenever that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But so far I have not pitied.
Nice. Jin?
the only bursts I was planning to pity were Noctis, Lightning, and then Sephiroth up till now. So Noctis, fortunately, I didn't have to pity, and then Lightning, I got her LD. I mean, if people watch my pools with Soul, I got it on the free, so I never did end up picking up her burst on any of these subsequent banners. So then I just tokened it, and then now I'm at Sephiroth's point. So if I have to pity it, then I will pity it, but otherwise, hopefully, because I'm out of burst tokens now, so I'm gonna have to go either 125k gems or get it somehow earlier.
There you go. That's because you know that Sephiroth is the best villain ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on, hands down.
But I'm just pretty much following my plans. I did not chase any other bursts so I barely picked up bursts because I didn't chase them, and they weren't in my plans, so I have very little bursts.
Yeah.
Because you keep luck packing the LDs, so you don't have to keep going.
I feel like there's shots being fired here that this needs to be talked about, but
It's okay. It'll be plenty of it'll be good content for the full battle royale.
Oh shit! I feel like we're gonna have to take a step back forward and just let them fight. Just let them do it. It's gonna be great.
Just let them fight. Let them fight.
Hey, don't do so freaky.
Yeah, fireside chat therapy. There we go. So for me myself on the global side, I've only pitied one burst, and that was Squall. So way to go being introduced into the burst there on the global side. But after that, I've been getting pretty lucky in terms of when I wanted to chase bursts. Like I've truly only chased maybe 2 bursts, Squalls and Sephiroth. I ticketed Kefka in Bonds, and ticket RNG gave me Sephiroth's burst. So I'm going to be chasing for Cloud, and then after that, most likely Paladin Cecil. But yeah, I don't have that many. I wish I would have gotten Shantota's though, just for 40, just to have her maxed out on my global account. But unfortunately, RNG said no.
I think ticketing Sephiroth's burst is worth it for the Squall pity. If you ticket a burst that you're planning to pity, it's a huge. Yeah. It's like saving 125k gems.
Yeah,
true.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
good.
Very true. And the fact that, and someone's just mentioning right now that Alexis, that in terms of Squall as an investment, Sephiroth being an investment, that they get really strong with their reworks and LD extensions. Those not familiar with extensions, they're LD extensions. They're paths on a character boards for the LD weapon. So it's like a character's extensions for their normal abilities, but for their LDs and Squall. Oh my gosh, he becomes a beast.
Which back to kind of, and I'm so excited for especially TRIPPEROTH's rework. Like that's gonna be but back on like resource management, I've seen a few comments both in my Discord and videos of people going to pity the burst, like Sephiroth, for example, like going all the way to pity on the first banner and then getting it on like the free Kieran poll or something. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jin, I mean, Sephiroth is one of your absolute favorites. I mean, you're going 125k gems no matter what, and you're still waiting until root. So like, even if it's your favorite, just like nothing, it'll feel so shitty to pity a burst and then get it, however small that chance is, getting that on the free pull or ticketing it. Like as difficult as it is, the content is all available for those 2 weeks. So as difficult as it might be, you're talking to somebody who is terribly impatient. Just wait until you're done pulling on all the banners to either token or pity a burst.
Right, exactly.
Ruz brings up an excellent point, because there's plenty of times like I've seen players ask me, hey, should I get like the burst right now? I was like, no, like we have free multi-draws incoming, and if you have to pity it now and you pick it up for free, that's a loss. That's a huge chunk of your gems that you could have used for somebody else. So yeah, if you're, like exactly what Rez was saying, if you're gonna want somebody, wait until either all the free multi-draws are gone, or if you know for sure you're not going to pull on the last banner that they're going to be featured on, because man, that just feels bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there have been a lot of people that have done that with which like obviously play the game however you want,
right?
But it's like, but even if it's your fave, like it's just resources wasted that you could spend on another fave. Like even when Terra comes out, if I get her, I'm planning on pulling on Mog's banner. So even if I get her LD at 75k, I'm going to wait until Mog's banner. And if I happen to, and then it would just depend on where I have more gems spent. So hopefully I don't go to LD pity for both. But like, it's just, even if you like token the burst and then you get dupes, like it's nice to get those extra 5 burst tokens, but like that could have been a whole other burst.
You lost 45 burst tokens, essentially. That's pretty much what happened. And that's essentially proper resource management. It has nothing to do with luck. You just plan for the worst and I hope for the best.
I feel like you gotta post your link again to your video. Just do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
Just do it again. Just do it. It all comes down to planning, truthfully, guys. Yeah, I get it. Like, you want the burst now, but just wait. Just wait. The game's the events is still gonna be here. Just wait. It's not a PvP game. It's a PvE game, right? So just wait. You never know.
Yeah, I tokened Lightning's Burst after I already completed all the synergy events she was synergy for. So
There you go.
it's just if you want the burst, then you just wait. It's not a big deal.
Agreed. So,
Especially if there's a free pool. Especially a free pool can give you a 3% chance at a burst.
you never.
I mean,
know.
obviously, I haven't gotten it yet, but still, it happens to so many people. I see so many posts of free bursts, and then some people will say, "Oh, I already got it already," or "I already tokened it already." You know, it's rough.
After I G tokened it, I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
that's why you should have waited." I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what I mean? It's like you want to feel bad for them, but you don't because it's like you should have waited. But it is what it is. It is.
At least with the G tokens, that's like if somebody went all the way there, at least at that point they're just missing out on like a couple books or something.
So all right, so building, I guess circling back to the resource management and the G tokens, I guess another piece of advice would be like if you're going to be chasing for the LD on the initial, the very first banner and you get it, stop, especially if there's free multi-draws later down the line because you never know. And if you don't get it then, you can always come back because you've already started accumulating G tokens. Do you guys actually do that yourselves or?
That is literally what I've done with Sephiroth. I have 160 G tokens sitting there on his initial LD banner. And then depending on how our roots pool go, then I will go back to that banner. Even while we're doing it, I guess. It could be an extra, you can see me pity a burst possibly maybe in the pool battle. on the original LD banner.
Right. Yeah. So that definitely pay attention for that, guys. The great thing about the community streams is they tell us which banners we're going to be receiving a free multi-draw. So that's beautiful. I love that. I love the communication that they have towards us, and that's confirmation because I know sometimes like JP will receive free banners and Global won't. So pay attention to those guys to see which banners will be receiving free multi-draws in the future. So, did you guys do the Chiron event? The Lufeni for that one yet?
I did it.
That voice!
Satanas! Oh shit!
I can't help it.
That's great. 40, you do you, man. That's why we love you, bro. We love you.
I did do Kieran's Lufenia. I was scared of this one actually more than Sephiroth and Reno's because it's 2 waves. Yeah. And if you're not careful with that first wave, you can actually die against those stupid were-tigers. And also it's more so of a skill management because they're kind of beefy, the were-tigers. Yeah. But I did the Kieran Lufenia after 2 tries. And the party I took was Gladio, Lightning, Edward, who was massive MVP, and I took a Sephiroth friend with a burst.
Was it Was it my Sephiroth?
What's up?
Was it mine? Was it one of was it?
I actually don't remember
who's flexing their bursts. I hate you all. I hate you all.
I don't remember whose I took, but I took a Sephiroth burst red. And one thing that I noticed about Wave 2 with the gloomy bears, the teddy bears, even though they have that red aura, the fight is a bit balanced because their HP threshold is not that high. Like when I had Lightning do her I noticed like when Lightning did her EX, it took away like 6 to 7%. And I was like, oh, they don't have a lot of HP. And I think that's why they have that red aura mechanic. Because they don't really have a lot of HP compared to some of the other Lufenia bosses. So but yeah, I did it after 2 tries for this one.
Jin Rez, have you guys tried?
I know nothing about it. I'm still doing Reno. I know nothing about. I'll be like messaging Jin on Discord like, what's an easy cheese team that I can bring to this because I've only got 24 hours to beat it and I don't want to deal with it. Like that is my Lufenia life.
So Jin, have you attempted it yet?
Yeah, actually, my game is literally like if I open my game now, it's at the start of the second wave because on my first try. I mean, I'm still on my first try technically, but then I did wipe at the end. I will show it in my video, but like
Rip.
It's actually pretty. I mean, you have to manage their percentage thresholds, and then there's at the very end there's like a race. They start with like 10 orbs, and you have to do enough damage to to the end, and I had one at 1%, and it orbed me.
Big F.
No.
Ouch.
Yeah, that does feel bad, especially like because Lufenians, they can be long. They can take a while when that special counter counts down. It's like, gosh damn it, that goes like 20 minutes. Well, shit.
And if I had a burst, I would have done it. But right now, it's an LD only team, so I like to crucify myself sometimes just for fun.
Gotcha. I ran Sephiroth, Reno, Gladio with a Kuja support. I summoned in the friend support Kuja on the Kitty Cat wave because it was a Kitty Cats. I feel like I shouldn't have, and I used Sephiroth's LD, his Scintilla, on the Cat wave, which I shouldn't. The mistakes were made during the Lufeni, but I was able to beat it. Like I felt like I didn't even need Reno as long as you time. I timed Sephiroth's EX ability properly to reduce the teddy bears brave to 0 and then break them. Like I feel like I didn't even need Reno at all. So that could have been someone else like who provided massive brave bear, like Spoonie Bar, like 40, like he ran him on the team. Or if you have Sea Dog, that they shine during those portions because of the massive brave battery. Because if not, you're going to be sitting there just doing 1 brave damage with like hardly any brave. So
I know not a lot of people have Strago, but Strago is like MVP for this. If you have Strago, I mean, I do, but I didn't want to use him. But if you have Strago, he's an MVP because he can crush the first wave because of his 100% AoEs, double hits, and then he can auto, as long as the brave is at an even amount, which usually you can figure it out. He will auto break the bears too. So Strago is super MVP. A lot of people use him who had it.
I'm so excited to use Strago.
I wish I had Strago. I did try it. I threw tickets on his banner and left it up to RNG. RNG said no, man. So I had like after Strago, went by, I was like, gosh damn, he's gonna be so useful for these upcoming Lufenians where you need to break the target. And yeah, so that happened. So that's okay. That's fine. All right, guys. So the very last topic before question time. So guys, prepare your questions. Rude. What are you guys' thought about Rude? Another hyped up character. Are you guys going for him? What are your thoughts on him? Are you guys familiar with what he does?
Are we going for him?
I think we're going for him, right, guys? I don't know.
I think
maybe I'll change my mind.
I think so. I think so.
So what do you guys think about him overall? What do you guys want to tell the viewers about the one they call Rude? Oh,
if anything, he's flashy.
Oh my god.
If you want a sexy, well-dressed man in your party, then you should pull for him.
Hell yeah.
With a shiny head. Mr. Worldwide.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
He's amazing.
I feel like
great auras, not selfish. Someone told me like they feel like he's a selfish DPS. I'm like, have you seen what he does?
Obviously they haven't.
He can auto guaranteed crit with LD. Heals, batteries,
stat buffs, brave damage reduction. Pair that up with Daddio, because Rude with his additional abilities like 40% brave damage reduction. Daddio has 60% brave damage reduction, 100% brave damage reduction.
Shit.
What's not to like? Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, outside of like him being a Turk, so you have to pull him.
Right.
Like he's like one of like the kind of characters that I really love to have because any like great party utility characters. That's why Gladio was so good too, and that's why Kurosama is so good too. Like things that they can bring to the party that other people can't, or they bring it in bunches, like tons of battery all the time. They're very useful in many situations, and you can use them in many team comps. Whereas there's certain characters that are selfish, you consider, and they have to be built around. Like Sephiroth, you have to build around him.
So why? So when people say, why are they calling him selfish though, when he has party-wide, stat increases and brave healing and HP healing? I don't see where the selfishness is coming from.
Yeah, I wasn't saying he was selfish. He's like the opposite of selfish.
Right.
I have no idea where that comes from.
That's very strange because
I was told that.
My favorite characters are non-selfish characters, and Rude is definitely not as selfish.
They are being rude. Sorry. I'll stop. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That like still creeps me out every single time. It's great.
No,
I love it.
Please, no.
God.
I forgot that Rude crushes on Tifa. If I weren't going to Vermont, I totally would have done the Pulse and Tifa cosplay to try to lure him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There you go.
But I'll be in Vermont.
Just bring it. Bring it.
I'll dress up. My mom and my sister will be there. Like I'll be in the fucking living room of the house.
They'll help you dress up for sure.
Be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like it's the night before Christmas Eve. Like what?
Hey, that's a party dress too, you know.
There you go. You're ready for the
party afterwards.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's hard to pack a wig though.
That'll be fine. Random question, random topic, random thing to kind of pay tributes to like true fans. So we were talking about Rude. So what was popping through my mind? It's running like at 120 miles per hour. I was thinking about Final Fantasy Advent Children. There's a scene where he's standing outside of a tunnel waiting for Laz and Yazoo to come out of the tunnel. He's standing there with Reno. They got a bomb, right? And then it's a Mako bomb. So I was thinking, like, would you guys love to see some kind of interaction in the game with like characters with each other? For example, in Final Fantasy IX, Steiner and Vivi, when they're on the same party, Vivi enhances Steiner with certain elemental attacks. So when Steiner wants to use his fire attack, you see Vivi, wave his his staff around, and then Steiner gets enhanced with fire. But in Opera Omnia, he doesn't. Would you guys love to see some kind of interaction like that, or is it just me?
That'd be awesome. Then you'd have reason to pool like multiple characters that you like of the same franchise, and then they can work really well together. That'd be amazing.
Now, I know they did that with Yuna, with Tidus's burst. She comes in and sets the ball for him, but she's not on the team.
Right.
I don't know.
That's completely different. That's just like an animation, yeah. So I would love if they were in the same team and they like boost each other's stats or something like that.
That would be very
It's almost
cool.
like a Chrono Trigger thing, right? You have certain party members there, and then access to new abilities.
That would be very cool. There'd be so many different options. I mean, I would even be set with Halcyon just mentioned, which I was going to bring up, that in Tales of Krystoria, like you bring different characters together. They have little side dialogue as the fights are going, depending on the characters. Like I would even just love that, and seeing it's kind of like the character board quotes, but it would depend on like the characters that you bring into battle, and they're really it's like a nice little tribute. It's a nice little thing. Yeah, it's a nice little tribute. So I think even oh, Teddy, are you okay? He's coughing. Teddy, there, it's okay. Teddy. It's okay. He's like all curled up on my lap. My best bear.
So like Zidane calling Steiner Rusty.
Yeah, just like things like that. Like even if we don't have like the fucking amazing dual text and triple text that are in Chrono Trigger, it would be nice to have like some sort of acknowledgement. And then I feel like it would make using like specific teams like FF6 team or FF7 team. I feel like it would make it even more fun.
I agree. So Rez, what would you think Yuna would say to Seymour?
Get fucked. Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Especially,
great.
I haven't played 10-2, but she seems more confident in 10-2. And I would love for her to say, like, get fucking wrecked.
But,
get fucking wrecked. Yeah, exactly. Aren't you already dead? Like,
so as
why won't you die?
So as Rez hates on Seymour, guys, feel free to ask any questions. It is question time.
We've also got a bunch of questions that that Blobs had put in Discord, but I don't have editing permissions on this doc, so I put it in our Discord.
But you don't have editing? Oh, well, go ahead.
No.
Bring it up. Go for it.
Yeah, okay. So there are a few. One is, what is the most memorable pull from this year? And conversely, what is the worst / most expensive pull from year?
Cloud EX. I got it with like 3 tickets and I had to pity Squall Burst. I'm done. Next.
Well, my most memorable would be my only loss to resphoina, where I pulled the burst and I thought I won, and she literally, the only way she could win is pull the burst on the next pull, and she pulled the burst on the next pull. That was crazy.
That was an awesome pull battle.
we can't
The
get any
reactions.
better than that.
And my most expensive probably would be obviously everyone already knows already. So, brand.
Oh God, man.
How about 40? What was your memorable-ness?
Would it be mean to say my pool battle with Jin?
Hey, that was rough for me, but that was good for you. I mean, if you liked it.
Well, I mean, you did get the wall burst. I'm glad that you did get
I
the
did
wall
get the
burst. Yeah, I'm glad that you did get the wall burst on that one.
Yeah, I would have been so triggered if I got like nothing all the way
if you
to
didn't,
75K.
yeah, exactly. That was because even I was like, oh my goodness, this is bad. Like no EX and no LD. That was pretty rough. But you got the burst, so I was like, okay, that made up for it a bit. My worst pull was probably honestly for Noctis BT because I pull battled for that against Simply Lost. And but I didn't even have enough for pity, but I wanted anyways. As you can see, I'm horrible with resources, and I went all the way down to 0. It's on my YouTube channel.
So did he?
I went all the way down to 0. Yeah, he won because we were going for the LD. We were going for the LD, and I, RNG is RNG. So
right. That's damn. Rez. What was your worst?
There have been a lot of really memorable polls, because a lot of
it happens for luck suckers.
Shut up, Jin.
I cannot wait for our root poll battle. It's gonna be glorious. I can't wait. There's gonna be shots fired. A chair might be thrown.
There's gonna be a lot of shots fired.
The most memorable is honestly like. I've had a lot of really memorable ones because a lot of them were like on Twitch streams, and so I got to experience it with a lot of people. And I feel like whenever I get something on stream, it's always more fun. So honestly, my most memorable one might have to be the most recent Sephiroth burst on a ticket because it came out of absolutely nowhere on a ticket, and I flipped out. I mean, you all
wait, is that on your YouTube?
Yeah,
I'll have to watch it now.
Yeah, don't worry, I lowered the volume way.
I feel like that's a thing with Rez. Like every time when she flips a shit, we all like lower the damn volume.
Well, I still remember like my pull battle with you for Pinello and Edge, and I got Edge, and you were so quick with that volume. And
I was ready.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because we were waiting there for like an hour for you to use your tickets. So
that felt like an eternity ago. Yeah. That felt so long ago.
Probably I haven't had to pity a burst yet, and I'm very grateful for that. But probably my most expensive pull was either 550 tickets for Kefka LD, which I got. But the other one, I go back to my pull battle with Jin for fucking Aranea. That was the most. I got 5 or 6 Noctis EX and then had to pity Aranea, and Jin got it like 120 G tokens or something.
That was the start of everything.
Followed closely by Arciela, which Jin got on his 14th ticket after my suggestion for let's do 20 tickets beforehand. And then he got it on the 14th ticket, and I had to go to 70K gems. So those were probably the most expensive ones.
I think Rez's worst pulls are when I luck sack and she has to go all the way.
Yeah, just like in fucking Crestoria that happened a couple days ago.
Yeah, just like that.
Fight. I want to see a fight here. Jim, did you go?
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, whiskey's hitting me, so I might be a little lit like Rez. But there was one question that I did see that I did want to bring up here. Dress64 asked who's the next non-burst must pull after Rude. So I'm going to assume LD-wise. Now, if you guys don't mind if I take this one, I am going to say... Now, there's going to be a lot of amazing LDs, all right? You cannot go wrong, except with Sarah, with a lot of the LDs heading our way. But if you guys had to say like must pulls, I'm going to say Jack for the call action and Onion Knight.
Oh yeah,
Oh, good to know.
Onion Knight LD is really good as a call too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So those of you not familiar with Jack, when he gets his lost chapter, he's going to get his LD. At that point, we will already have LD extensions, LD call action. So they're going to come in. And what Jax does, it's going to inflict a debuff that is going to increase the enemy's brave damage they receive up to 30%, which is just bonkers. It's going to help you out dish out that damage. And with Onion Knight, what Onion Knight does is when you use his LD, it kind of works like Ignis and kind of like Rem, where they bring the party members next to him. So turn manipulation, and it gives them a free ability use outside of the LD ability. So that's bonkers. I would say that would be the next must pull LDs. And then after that, we have so many good units incoming, like Theodore. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, right? Pessel's kid. And then right after him is Paladin Cecil.
Theodore.
So, Theodore?
Yeah. Theodore. Yeah.
Theodore. So, 40, pick a question from somebody.
Oh, okay.
Somebody ask a question.
What? Oh, here's one. What is your signature holiday dish or drink that you like preparing for the holidays?
Tamales.
Oh, I want that now. Damn it, Lidz.
Next. To answer.
Oh.
Go ahead, 40.
I actually really like preparing the prime rib. It's not that hard to make, and it turns out really well. So that's my favorite drink. I don't make a drink. So my cousins and I, well, I can't see them this year because of COVID, but we were very close, and we get pretty hyped, you know, especially when it comes to drinks. And they always ask me to make this drink that we've nicknamed Death Juice, because all it is random alcohol and other drinks that I just mix together, and it's like this dark color.
We call it sound very good.
We call it Death Juice, and I make it every year for my cousins.
No,
it literally can cause death. That's why it's called Death Juice.
So is that?
Well, my cousins and I we do Secret Santa every. Well, we're doing it differently this year, but so we have fun.
Jin?
The question is what your favorite drink and dish?
Signature holiday dish or drink that you like preparing for the holidays.
I mean, like, because I don't drink, so I'm pretty boring. I can't answer that very properly.
Talking coffee.
I mean, coffee.
There you go.
Every day. Coffee every day.
Gosh damn it.
But actually, there are some great like holiday coffees for sure, like peppermint flavored and stuff. But it's definitely not anything that will kill me like 40. So I think I'll make it through the holidays at least.
How about you, Rez?
And I guess go for Red. Go for Rez.
Jin, what about a holiday dish?
Yeah.
Holiday dish.
Oh.
I mean, I don't have anything that I signaturely prepare for anyone. And also, if no one knows already, I don't think I've ever told most people, but I am a vegan, so I don't actually like eat the normal holiday dishes. I do make like I would have like a vegan ham or like vegan burgers or anything like that. It doesn't really. I would say there is a specific holiday dish that I'm used to.
Okay.
But I am a decent cook though. Halcyon is calling me a terrible cook. I am a decent cook, but I don't have a signature dish.
It's canon now.
Rez. And next question, keep it on Opera Omnia. Watching you.
My signature holiday drink is probably a Cosmo.
Ooh.
Or a hot toddy. My family usually does a really big Christmas party every year. Like it's at my parents' house. It's like 250 people, open bar, catering. Like it's a really big deal. And she always makes this really special Cosmo. She infuses the vodka ahead of time. So I've tried to replicate it as much as I can without, like all the effort of infusing the vodka. But I add a little bit of cinnamon. It's oh my god, it's fucking delicious. John, thank you so much for the gift sub to
Jin Juice with the gift sub. Thank you
Look
guys.
at that.
And you guys keep a lookout for the only Jin 40 and Rez will be posting the videos for this reason because of the subs, so they get the YouTube. They get the YouTube love that way. So thank you. Appreciate it.
But yeah, Christmas Cosmo, and then in my family we do.
Liz isn't sharing us any money.
That's what you guys are doing with the YouTube. You guys get the click view. I can buy you guys a taco.
I would fucking love a taco. Right
There we
now.
go.
But for dishes, we do like one from each of my family's like backgrounds. So my mom's Italian; she'll make really, really nice lasagna. And then my dad is half Lebanese, half Chinese. So we'll have this Lebanese dish called hashwi, which literally means stuffing in Arabic. It was like my mac and cheese growing up. But it's basically like rice cooked with like ground beef and shredded chicken and cumin and cinnamon and like toasted pine nuts. And it's fucking amazing. And then for Chinese food, we'll make dandan noodles, which are like my favorite thing ever. And you cook it with like ground pork or ground buffalo or something with like a spicy sesame sauce and with like Chinese style eggplant and bok choy. And then you mix everything together and it's so good. And I'm so hungry. I had a huge dinner.
Yeah, we can tell you're talking about all this wonderful food. But Jin, pick the next question. Opera Omnia related. Watching you.
People have to ask questions. What is the question here?
I don't know. Just pick one.
Somebody asked a question.
Another subscription. To Square Enix Joshua. Guys, everybody.
Oh.
Square Enix Joshua, what's up? Hello.
Is he
here?
Yes.
Swordsman gifted, but I don't think they have to be in the stream to be gifted the sub.
It's okay.
No, he's here. I just tagged him.
Oh, hi.
I think he is.
Hi, Joshua.
If you want to keep lurking, that's fine.
It's fine.
He's lurking.
Luckily, we didn't say anything bad about him.
Oh, right? Let me reduce their content creator luck. Hold on, negative 200%.
No!
Yeah, right. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to pity my cloudburst. Gosh damn it. But if anybody would like to ask any more questions, Jin will be picking the next question.
So the next question is, what don't you like about Josh?
Banned. Hold on, I got to ban Jin. Nope. We love Joshua. We love his cat. So
I don't like that he gives Red a higher content creator rate up than I do.
Stop it! Some people actually believe this.
That's why you're the underdog, Jin.
Liz, get out. I'm banning you from your own channel.
But I'm hosting the stream, though. Oh, jeez.
We don't actually get a content creator rate up. I feel like they're still.
No, we don't. Yeah. It all started on somebody saying it on Lidz's Ultimate Pools.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. All right, we got a few questions.
Well, I don't know, Mino. I don't know what kind of question he's asked. He says 10 general tips to optimize DPS, please.
Thank you for adding the please.
10.
I don't know what he's looking for, but I would say if I'm gonna answer this seriously and assume he's not trolling, I don't have 10 general tips, but I do have tips to optimize the DPS. Because obviously DPS is generally they don't support themselves, so you're gonna have to bring good auras, high enough attack auras, high enough max break auras. So you need a unit that does that. And then obviously you need heals generally, but you need somebody who brings buffs, either like critical hits like Saz, and then attack and max break buffs or auras. And then imperil and enchant units can also help on top of that. So as long as you're covering like some of those bases, you need at least like, I don't know the percentage exactly, but you need at least around like a combined total between units like around 90% attack and max brave. Then you should be hitting okay enough for your DPS to be efficient at least enough. And then people like Sephiroth do need a higher catering towards them because their fervent blow generally is not hitting that great.
42%.
But if you can get him to cap it, if you can get it to cap the fervent blow, then you can make him a pretty damn strong unit.
I definitely agree with Jin on this one in terms of maximizing, and some people don't like DPS attacker. I'd say both. It's a DPS attacker, gosh damn it. In terms of how viable they are, even with their own kit, like just look at Lightning on how good she is, because she has the capabilities to enhance herself with her own element, imperil her own element. So she's going to be dishing out a lot more damage. And then she has a little bit more utility built into her kit compared to like Sephiroth. Well, outside of his LD, right? Brave damage up with a debuff. But the issues I have with that is that we're in an era with when bosses cleanse themselves. So there goes the debuff, and you have to use the LD again. Where Lightning with her LD, it's a buff on her that gives her the party just increased damage. So just having stuff like that, I believe it's what really makes an attacker DPS shine in this era.
Yeah, the problem with some people, like if you're a newer player and you pull on all the meta units, for example, but you don't put them together in the proper way, like you don't have all the proper roles, then that team can really still struggle. Like if you're putting 3 DPS together, that team is going to struggle even if they're all great DPS, because they're not hitting very high numbers.
Right. You have to support them for sure. That's why Sea-Dog has some very nice party-wide stat buff auras, but everybody's sweeping him under the rug, so rip Sea-Dog.
He's a fantastic unit, yeah. It's just no one really cares for the game. He looks kind of funny. Even his sword is kind of weird looking.
True. So, any more questions, guys?
We got Hal with a question.
Okay, go for it.
He's asking top pick for next global exclusive LD.
Housescan, is this for who we think it's going to be, or who do we want it to be?
Isn't that the same thing, though?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay.
No. I mean, it could be.
How about who do we want it to be? How about that one?
I would love for it to be Lulu. Lulu needs an upgrade.
Full battle res. I'm ready.
Yes. Hell yes. Our goth waifu.
Yes, I love my goth waifu.
I would love for it to be Lulu. She needs an update. I mean, she needs an update badly. I don't think it's gonna be Lulu, but I would love for it to be. Lulu.
40.
Zach.
Yes.
Plain and simple. Zach.
You mean Zell?
Well, we know Zell is getting an LD soon on JP, so I don't think it's gonna be him.
Wait, he's on Zande, right? He's synergy for Zande?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Zande Lost Chapter is coming soon, so.
Okay, so Zell's out of the question.
But assuming 40 that Zach will get his LD when he hopefully gets a burst.
That's what I think too. I really think that Zach might get a burst. I know there's this whole like theory or controversy about these other characters receiving their burst, like
they're gonna
Zach,
run out
Vincent,
of
Yuna.
OG protagonists for burst soon, and antagonists at some point. So I feel like they'll have to, if they move to burst for other characters, like that's a logical.
Sarah.
Except, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when Sarah will be good again. I mean, that's why they made her kind of subpar, because they'll probably give her a rework and a burst at the same time. So that's my hope at least. But I'm pretty sure that all the secondary characters from that shop will be getting bursts.
I wanted Agrias to receive an LD, but she's just getting love on the JP side. So I'm gonna say Fang, so she's no longer a meme.
Mm-hmm. Fang is kind of a meme.
Yeah. Yeah, and she has HP damage up built into her kit, which is nice. So
wait, Agrias is getting an LD soon? I didn't know that.
Just getting some love.
She's getting some love.
Yep.
Hype.
That's gonna be bonkers.
It's about time. 500
tickets. I don't give a damn. I'm ready for her on the JP side. Let's go. 40. How about yourself, fam?
Huh?
What do you want?
He already answered Zach.
Hey, I said Zach. It's Jin's turn.
Like Jin, I'm telling you guys, the whiskey. Whew.
Well, I mean, I would go along the similar lines, I guess. Like, I mean, this person might also get a burst too, but I would love Vincent.
Oh my gosh, Vincent! Yes.
Because he's pretty badass, and he's not getting the love that he needs for a long time right now.
Oh,
No, yeah.
Plus his debuffs, like in the early 35 CB eras, his debuffs were insane. Like
beautiful.
they were so broken, and he needs to become broken again.
That yeah, I have a feeling that I don't have a feeling. I want him, since he has his own game, Dirge of Cerberus, I want him to get a burst also.
And then transform, right? And then he needs to transform.
Yes. That would be great. That would be great,
Yes.
but we'll see what happens.
Instant pity for sure.
All right. So I mean, we've been going for a little bit. In 40, would you like to do your?
Oh yeah.
Already got a little surprise.
Sure.
Got a surprise. We're gonna go a little death metal. I'm just kidding.
So for episode 3 of Fireside Chat, I want to do something cool for you guys. It's the holiday season, and it's been rough for a lot of us. And you know, even if most of us are going to be seeing family and friends virtually for the holidays, you know, at least I kind of just wanted to do this for you guys. Just, you know, just kind of keep the spirit in a positive setting for the most part. So I'm going to sing for you guys. I'm going to sing one of my favorite Christmas songs to end this Fireside Chat. So I hope you guys enjoy. Warms your hearts a little bit, you know. All right, guys, here we go. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you guys.
Guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Happy holidays,
everybody. Thanks so much for
Thank you.
Thank you guys, and we will see you guys on the next one. All right, take care, guys.
Hype for Pole Battle Royale.
Hype.
Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, be on the lookout. All right, bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.